All-Star Western number 16, written by Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti, art by Moritat. This is the final part of Black Diamond Probability, thank God. And last issue, we had Jonah Hex get his leg all messed up and needed to be on bed rest for a while, and Dr. Arkham be infected with the Hyde formula and have to be put into the asylum for a while. So we pick up home of Amadeus Arkham a whole month later, and we meet the nurse, who I can't remember what her name is, but Jonah's just been drinking for the entire month. He's literally not been sober for a single moment this entire month. And she's like, "You're disgusting. You need to take a bath." And he's like, "Are you going to wash me up?" And she slaps him. And he's like, "All right, well, fine, whatever. I'm going to take my lucky tomahawk and go outside." So he goes out into the garden. He loads up his pistol and seems like he's going to try to kill himself before the nurse comes out. And she's like, "Hey, what do you want for dinner?" And he's like, "I want a very specific type of bread," as he shoots the arms off of this statue nearby. And she's like, "Okay, well, we don't have that type of bread. I mean, if you could tell me how to make it." And he's like, "Whatever, just go away." So later on that night, the nurse goes home, and Amadeus's mom, Arkham's mom, starts yelling from upstairs for him. And she's screaming about, like, there are bugs in the wall and stuff like that. And Hex is like, "Oh my God, I am going to kill this woman." He picks up his tomahawk and makes his way up the stairs. And as he gets up there, he sees this woman just like brushing her hair, just like, "Oh, Edward, I knew you'd be back. Oh, Thornfield has never been the same since you left." And he's like, "What? Huh? What are you talking about?" And he goes over and picks up a book of Jane Eyre. And he flips through it and he's like, "Oh, you think that this is the book. You literally are so crazy you don't know what's real and what's the book. All right, well, I'll be back in the morning." And he spends the entire night reading the book. He reads it cover to cover. And the next morning he takes the mother out and just to get some air. And the nurse shows up being like, "Mrs. Arkham, what are you doing out here?" And Hex is like, "Don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on her. I read this whole book last night. She thinks that I'm this character in this book, and I was going up there to kill her." And she's like, "I'm sorry, you were going up there to kill her?" "Yes, I was going up there to kill her. But, I figured I'd just let her live out the fantasies, whatever." So she goes around the garden, and she puts, like, some flowers in her hair or whatever. And the nurse kind of takes a little liking to Hex, like, "Oh, you do have a kind heart underneath it all." But then at that moment, Hyde shows up, and he's like, "Hi, Jonah, it's me again." And Hex just starts screaming for the nurse and Miss Arkham to go back inside. And Hyde, like, goes up to the nurse being like, "She's got a bit of a scent about her, Hex. She smells like lilies and lilacs. I like that." And Hyde, like, throws her aside and goes over to Miss Arkham saying, like, "Oh, Miss Arkham, you're having a bit of trouble with forgetfulness, I hear. Maybe my elixir could help you." And at that point, Hex jumps up with his hatchet, puts it into Hyde's back, and just screams for them to get inside. Her name is Constance, by the way. Constance. So at that point, Hyde points out, like, "Hey, I bet that you've been..." Because Hex hadn't been drinking since last night because the nurse took away all the alcohol. Hyde's like, "Hey, I bet you're dying for a drink. And so you're not at the top of your game right now. You got the shakes and whatnot. You're no match against me." And so he throws around Hex for a little bit, saying how he came here for Arkham, but, he's more than happy to kill Hex in the meantime. And Hex throws his axe, and Hyde manages to catch it, and he's like, "Oh, that's charming. I'm going to cut off your legs with this." And as he makes his way forward to do so, Hex headbutts him and is ready to do what he can to fight back. But then Constance comes back with Hex's gun, throws it over to Hex, and Hex fires it into Hyde's stomach, which immediately transforms him back into Jekyll. And the nurse is watching like, "I'm sorry, what just happened here?" And Hex is like, "Don't worry about it. We need to get the bullets out of him. Batman owes me money." So they manage to perform surgery, gets the bullets out of him, and have him strapped down so that he can get his money's worth. And Constance is like, "Mr. Arkham is set to be released from the infirmary tomorrow. Don't you care?" And he's like, "No, I got something to do." And we see in the final pages, he has made his way to a seaside cliff. He's taken the elixir that has the black diamond on top of it, and he throws it out into the sea. That's it. That's the end. And then we get one last page of setting up All-Star Western presents Stormwatch. So I don't know if we're even going to be following Hex, because we've got a bunch of different characters here that we might be following instead. Be interested to see. I'm so happy this Diamond is gone. This is the last published issue out of the 4 titles that were dealing with it. Demon Knights, Team 7, All-Star Western, and some other one I can't remember. They're done. They're all done. This is the last one. And I gotta say, I don't understand what the purpose of Black Diamond Probability was. Justin Jordan, the writer of Team 7, which kind of kicked off the whole thing, also doesn't understand what it was. So I don't think there was really anything behind it. I think this was a useless little crossover that just focused on the fact of, hey, we can have Eclipso in a bunch of different places. So, yeah, I got to give this one, I like the storytelling. It was a little bit lightweight. There wasn't a whole much going into it, but it was a good little breather right in the middle of, yeah, sure, why not? Just put this in there to wrap it up. So I'll give it a 6.5. I think it's art-wise good, the beats-wise good. It just, the fact that it had to deal with Hyde one more time, I was tired of it already. It felt like it was wrapped up last issue, and this didn't feel like much of a wrap up this issue, but hey, it's done, and I'm happy with it.